My name is Rhapsody, welcome back to Slay Spire. We're going to be playing The Guardian yet again. Alright, let's jump up to Ascension 4 is the highest I've gone with Guardian. Alright, Ascension 4. Elites are deadlier, bosses are deadlier, and normal enemies are also deadlier. Elites also spawn more often. Next 3 combats, enemies have 1. There's a possibility that I fight 2 elites with this, so let's go do that. I'm always excited to take this risk. And only almost always disappointed by the result. Yes. Card removal? No. Well, it could be card removal. Let's not get ahead of ourselves here. Or curse number 2. Curse number 2. Hell yeah, Duvu Doll. Let's find this Duvu Doll. Save the run. Damn it. Alright, so we do have to fight a normal elite normally. Alright, let's go defensive. Huh. And with the defensive build, we can afford calibers. At the start of your turn, lose 15 block rather than all of it. That is exactly what you want in this build. Obviously, Armored Protocol is good, but it's no calibers. I'm gonna upgrade the Twin Slam just for damage here, just because we've got this elite and then we've got another elite thereafter that could be a little bit of a problem for us. Alright, come on, and just another attack. Got it. Art of War, if you don't play any attacks during your turn, gain additional energy next turn. The Emerald Key as well as Ball Beam? Ball Beam is just oftentimes correct to have something to dump your gems into. I really shouldn't upgrade Ball Beam first, though. While it's not doing anything. With Art of War, this whole defensive build is looking better. Frozen Egg! Whenever you had a power card to your deck, upgrade it. Okay, defensive build is looking better, but also elites are harder to take out with this build. Singing Bowl, whenever you are making card selection, you may raise your max HP by 2 instead. Let's randomize that starter relic. Yeah, heal at the end of end of normal battles is fine because we're already going to be in a very, very defensive deck. So how does this deck deal damage? That's ultimately the problem with any deck that is really, really well defended. How do you actually do damage with this? The most obvious way would be using Thorns, but that can actually be hard to get together. So I'm not entirely certain here. Ouch. And here I actually get to take some damage. At the very least, we heal most of it back up at the end. Skill Potion, as well as Fierce Bash Planning and Ruby. Let's take the max HP. Curl Up, I'm probably going to want to upgrade with a gem that gives it another turn of defensive mode. Another turn of defensive mode? Yeah, that's what I need to say. Damn it. Decay and Doubt in the same deck as well. Oh, God. It feels like this combat is feudal. Alright, we're gonna need Skill Potion or something like that. Because I dealt 1 damage to wake the enemy up here. Oh, that's no good. Alright, it saves me against the first loss. Or maybe it just saves me against something so mundane as Doubt each time. So I kept my decks. Good thing we have that around. Yeah, we actually can't win this fight, is the big problem. So we were on a deadline with this elite literally as soon as we took this fight down here. There's nothing at this point we can do to opt out of this elite. So basically, short of picking up some extra aggressive cards really early on, we're just guaranteed to die in this fight. We just don't have access to any damage. As the fight goes on, we will slow and slow and slow until we're dealing no damage and taking a lot of damage every turn. I'll fight on though, just in case. -3. It hurts. Okay. Alright, let's actually... Maybe this can be done. All damage this hand. Beautiful. Turnip, you can no longer become frail, as well as a black potion to save us in the clutch. There's all walk and no piercing well. Gain 6 block and 2 temporary thorns, as well as defensive mode. Beautiful. Take that and we'll upgrade that to get more momentary thorns. We also now need to find a way to get artifacts. Alright, black drink. Draw 2 additional cards at the start of each turn. Don't mind if I do. Seems like it might be damn near essential, in fact. Again, this combat seems like it's going to be a giant problem where we don't have any damage. How do we overcome that? I don't know. Right now, I just don't know if this deck has the ability to... See, the problem with decks like this, because you can hear it in my voice, the problem with deck like this is it's like watching a train crash in slow-mo. I know it's dead, it's just when does that actually occur? That's how people refer to train clashes, right? I know it's dead, it's just a matter of when it occurs. I haven't been among humans for long, but I understand that's how it's said. I mean, if that's the best I can do, that's the best I can do there. I do have to start getting some of those out of the deck at the very least. Hey, we can't be made frail, which is always good. So we've got that on our side. We can't deal any damage either, but let's not focus on that bit. That's a bit more depressing. This weakness is never coming off. It keeps giving me glimmers of hope, like, oh, maybe this is possible. No, wait, never mind. Never mind. So maybe we don't build a defensive deck first. Another try. 100 golds. It's an early shot for us. No, we'll trade the relic. Velvet Joker. Okay, we have had this recently on this character, and it was a problem. Let's just try and draft heavy cards so that we can actually use it. So what's a heavy card for this character that is oftentimes maybe prohibitively expensive to play? I would say Fierce Bash, but I do want to upgrade Fierce Bash if I want to actually use it, because otherwise it doesn't really go anywhere eventually. Ancient Attack, no, it returns something to my hand. Polybeam, no, it wants a bunch of buffs played first, and obviously that's not great here. Crystal Beam. Crystal Beam is great if you have a lot of gem-socketed cards. I can't randomize that starter relic, so I just get a cubic diamond as well. Cubic diamond does nothing though. Shielding shard, rather. For each act you climb, gain 3 temp HP at the start of each combat. That is going to be a very impactful card. All the more so because it's a relic instead. Definitely strike, curl up. I would strike afterwards, but that's not even going to do anything at that point in time. And why waste it? Harden, 10 damage, 10 block, and upgrades 13-13, but it also has a socket. I'm happy to take that. Just give me some of the socket in it. Game, if you'd like to at any point. Ruby for 1 momentary strength. That is not what you want in that. You can mine for 2 gems at up to 3 rest sites. You know what? Let's actually use the Rhapsody Co. mining pick here. Roll attack is a great way to deal damage in defensive mode. Should have hoped that I'd gotten that. Alright, there we go. 2 gems. Now I might be able to use them at some point in the future. Smiling Master Merchant's card movable service now always costs 50 gold. And I have to take out Elite before I can go to the next position. Somehow I feel like this probably doesn't bode too well for us, but I have been wrong before. We need more attacks in hand before we open at the very least. Alright, stream up's neat. Go for attack potion and... I guess those will have to do in this position. Aquamarine for defense. We'll also defend. Twin Slam and... Damn it! Could have gotten 2 more damage out there. Ordering! Unfortunately, very little damage to be had that turn. Let's curl up and then Walker Claw afterwards. Defend as much as we can there, safely at least. Alright, so we're gonna get out of this, but we're now on a deadline with the next elite, which is a bad position to be in. Vajra started his combo with 1 strength as well as... another ruby. No. Alright, we'll enhance putting the ruby in Twin Slam, I think, and then the Aquamarine in Harden. Oof. Aquamarine in particular is a really bad result. So is the Crystal. So hopefully we don't get much of either of those. We did get Citrine here and Sapphire. Great pickups for us. So the Sapphire goes on the curl up once that's upgraded. Citrine is a later question, though. Really depends on what it'll work with best with at the time. Alright. Should be an easy kill. Just lined up for us. Beautiful. I kind of want to make this Crystal Beam just as large as we possibly can. Kind of focus on that. Couched and trampled by a horned beast. Damn it! I knew I was pushing my luck here, but hopefully I don't end up regretting it. So defensive mode active for this turn at the very least. Harden's a great, great card to get. Also going to use an energy potion throughout those 2 extra strikes there. Oh, really? Harden again, immediately. Baby, come on. We actually paid nothing for that. Nothing at all. Sack of gems upon pickup, add 5 random gems to your deck. Yes, please. Gain 1 momentary dex. We would add that at this point. If at the start of your turn you have no artifact, gain 2 artifact and lose energy. Yeah. Sack of gems has given us fragmented gem, bad. Citrine, good. Amber, not that great. Amethyst, good. Emerald, okay. Lame. At the very least, we have to kill him backliner. There's the ancient construct here as well. Lose an energy, gain 2 artifacts so that I can keep this momentary strength. Not that that was actually extraordinarily impactful, but over the course of a long fight, eventually it will be. Alright. Roll attack, can't take fragmented gem! Damn it. Don't even have any slots to put the things in! Ah. Alright, upgrade, ancient constructs, cost 1 less. No, we have to rest here. I'd love not to, but we have to. We don't deal enough damage not to. I mean, maybe we do. Hang on. Doesn't the enemy go on the ground here? They appear to. It's just... overall, how does this deck deal damage? It feels a lot of the time like what I'm missing recently is just how to damage. Not looking for that. Alright. Let's get a point of strength there at the very least. Have something going for us. And another point of strength at the very least. Great. Crystal Beam is coming in clutch at the very least. Most of our damage. Really do need to find something to just bury all these gems in so that I'm not just losing a whole bunch of value each turn. Fine. We're in save the run mode at this point now, so I'll pop the rest of my potions. Alright. 4 decks, 4 strength. You'd think a base deck would win here with just that. Apparently not necessarily. I am very glad I used that Dex Potion prior. That said, no, never mind. It does save me here as well. Beautiful. All's fine, of course. Nothing was a problem at any point in time. I don't know why you're saying so. Exploit gems is the best that we can get. Thank you. Yeah, gain energy at the start of your turn and lose 2 stasis slots. I put nothing in stasis, so I am more than happy to take that. We just got way more powerful at the end of that floor. Hopefully that translates into far more successful as well. Yeah, I don't need to attack that turn. See, I already get to negate this debuff, which is far more worth it for me. Managed to even full block that turn just off of defensive mode. Extremely neat. Okay. I did have to make sure that I didn't place a tree earlier, just because I didn't want to shuffle the ward back into my deck there. That said, I'll throw that one because we've definitely got lethal before the next shuffle. Priming beam, stasis field, roll attack. Don't need any of those. Go to a shop and... yikes. Vent Steam has 2 sockets in it. Just take it for exclusively that reason. Exerts the first status or curse during each turn. Yeah, we could go with that. I mean, it only affects when enemies are trashing our deck, though. That's a big problem with it. Alright. Exploit gems with 2 citrines in it is ridiculous. I may want to remove something like accelerate the rightmost card in stasis. Like, I'm never going to do anything with that. Never going to have a card that wants to socket that. Should I pay them or fight? I'm concerned the fight is more than I can chew off, but I'll take it. Okay, never mind. Apparently I'm gonna skip the fight. Sure, I guess. Not what I intended. But hey, if that's how it wants to be, that's how it wants to be. Who minds who can stand in that way? God, if only we had thorns that turn. That could have been real good. Alright. Harden Twin Strike, definitely. For the target with all of the damage. You know what? I'll actually just straight up murder that target. Yeah, no defensive mode drawn yet. I am extremely surprised by that. And now that I have defensive mode, of course, the enemies are no longer attacking. Here we go. Pretty good defensive turn. Do I need to throw Harden? No. Can I throw Harden? Also no. So I'm very glad that those pair up at the very least. And I also should have remembered that I was supposed to be defending there earlier. At the very least, it didn't matter. Nope. Taking a hard none of those, thank you. Yeah, we're definitely going to have to curl up in this combat. Despite the fact that it lowers our damage, lowering the damage that we take is also incredibly important here because we haven't got that much longer in this fight. This fight feels dodgy because this fight is dodgy. Alright, that's probably the last easy turn, well, quote-unquote easy turn that we have. Ouch. Also ouch. Thankfully you can't entangle me though. I already have my artifacts. Speaking of, let's actually gain some from attacking you. More artifacts come back at me. Yeah, it's hands like this where we get just like a couple of the gems that are really, really, really bad. That's why we're desperately looking for ways to socket them. Oh, this deck still really doesn't have defense. It takes so long to do so little. It's remarkable. Glacial. Alright, Taskmaster. I was really hoping I was going to draw a business hand there. All right, Taskmaster was leading right up into it. And then, no, not even slightly. In fact, now I'm going to start taking damage back. Goodbye, Taskmaster. Stone Calendar, the end of turn 7, deal 52 damage to all enemies. That's actually really great for us. I need cards to use, to socket things into, damn it. Removed enough cards to get Frozen Egg. Whenever you add a power card to your deck, upgrade it. I mean, that can be good with this character, just power stacking, but not with this build. Hopefully there's another shop later. Okay, time to do some enhancing. Citrine, exploit gems. Citrine, exploit gems. Let's go with gain defensive mode. And all enemies lose 2 strength this turn on Vent Steam as well before upgrading the exploit gems. That should upgrade the damage in our crystal beam as well. Magic Flask. At campfires, the rest option may now be taken for free. It consumes a use, and you start with 3 uses. Killing bosses gains 2 more uses. Neat. We don't do that much damage on turn 1, right? No. But I can't gain artifact on turn 1 right now, but over the course of this deck, I eventually might be able to. Otherwise, we're just transforming 2 strikes here, and I don't want to transform those 2 strikes because they are, as I say, most of my damage. What are the open slots right now? Oh, in exploit gems? No, I don't want to put any of those in there. Those are all bad results. Alright. Let's heal up here for free. Should also smith to get the vent steam to apply weakness. It's actually pretty important. I mean, honestly, that was a much better turn 1 than I really thought we were going to get there. Also sweet thereafter. Didn't take as much damage as I kind of thought I might. Got a point of dex, 2 points of strength. This could go fine. Could go completely fine. So maybe we want to line up the stone calendar in 2 turns' time. Just to have that do everything for us. Yeah, I think that's the best way to handle it. So to the end of the next turn, the stone calendar is going to go off. So all I have to do is stay alive until then. No defend on the back line, so stone calendar is still lethal. Yep, and that turn. Beautiful. The boot. Whenever you deal 4 or less unblocked attack damage, increase it to 5, as well as fragmented gem. Keep getting taunted with it. Do I take the ruby? Don't have anything to socket in it at this point. I need some prismatic shields and prismatic beams. Preserved insect. Enemy in elite fights have 25% less HP. Not super relevant anymore. Whetstone upgrades to random attacks. I mean, Twin Slam would be a good upgrade. Harden would be okay. Both of those strikes would be garbage, obviously. All right, let's remove a strike and then go for the double upgrade. We got a strike and a harden. Yeah, okay. Fairly middle of the road. 31 incoming damage is no joke. How do we do this? The answer appears to be quite well, surprisingly. No more vulnerability to rely on at this point, though. I say that and then immediately draw the vulnerability. Because the game relishes in proving me wrong instantaneously, not even waiting a beat. Alright, Shell Parasite. It might not be time to go down yet, but as soon as you hit me, you'll realize. Definitely kick Quartz. And socket that into Exploit Gems. Draw 2 cards, gain 2 energy, and it's repeatable. Beautiful. Let's also get a extra slot in Twin Slam. Unfortunately, that is the order those things have to go in. I mean, if there's no need to play anything else at the end of the turn, why complicate things? Beautiful. Emerald. Ooh. Thinking how I play Emerald Twin Strike this turn as well, but I also want the Vent Steam out there, so I have to give up on something. I can't play everything here. Has to be the Twin Slam that I pass up. Just definitely. That extra point of strength isn't worth the extra point of defense that we can get. Defense is so optimal for us. Do your worst. Oh, double debuffs me and I just immediately gain my defense back immediately thereafter. I mean, we are so well defended right now. Just need to be able to damage. Another copy of Crystal Beam and a couple more cards getting the relevant upgrades in our deck will be fun. Just antsy to get it happening. Especially because I do feel like every single time we draw a hand, that could be our last hand. We could have just drawn a hand that is garbaged this up, and now we're done. 100% of the time. At the very least, we're no longer vulnerable. Incoming damage is only 38. It's not bad. Could be a lot worse. Still haven't taken any actual damage to our character, which I'm low-key kind of proud of. And now we get to take that damage. Beautiful. I was waiting for it. Knew it was lurking around some of these corners. At least we're not weakened this time, so exploit gems. Exploit gems. Sorry. Crystal Beam. I meant Crystal Beam. I just said exploit gems. Citrine and Onyx have now popped up as well. Onyx is important for this deck so that I can keep more stuff. But also, Ancient Construct is giving me all of the artifact I really need at this point in time, so I just think I take the extra Citrine. Randomize your strikes and defends. Maybe I do that. Just try and find cards that I can socket things into, because these strikes and defends are our least powerful things at this point in time. Sure. We've got a Priming Beam, Spike. All of this is pretty bad. At least we got some money out of it. Someone should benefit from it. Okay. Definitely going to be a curl up at this point in time, so it's all of those in that order. Get as much extra defense out as I can that turn. Alright, we'll exploit the gems. Even sidle all the way up to a harden. And I'll throw the crystal ward out just to get out of my deck. Should draw lethal this turn, right? Yeah. So the Hyper Beam is actually going to be really good for us. Just because skip your next turn is a debuff, so it will be prevented by the artifact that we get from Ancient Construct. Vent Steam is another thing to put 2 gems into, so I think we just take that. Vent Steam is another thing to put 2 gems. Ooh, Crystal Beam again. We'll take Crystal Beam. We might take this gem as well. 1, 2, 3. I mean, we actually don't have enough gems at this point, so I don't think we do it. What is the worst card in this deck at this point? Probably Priming Beam that doesn't upgrade any cards. I mean, it upgrades Crystal Beam, but by so little. I may actually just want to go to another space and remove another card now. Spiker Protocol is pretty bad. Sure, let's do that. Well, at least we don't actually take damage this turn because of the temporary HP we have at the start of the fight. Okay, Hyper Beam doesn't ruin us here, but it also doesn't actually help us that much. And then Fire Potion on you. Focus exclusively on this Darkling now. Threw away all of my potions there, but was it worth it? Yes, it worked. Whew. If it hadn't, then I would have been a wee bit saddened by that. Okay, normally enemy cannons are no longer in cannon to question mark rooms, so there's 2 question mark rooms that we can go to before the end. It's not that great. Definitely thinking of going for a card removal now on Spiker. We'll take the Swift Potion, we'll take the Steroid Potion. So it is decreed. Swift to save me from my own worst draws. And the Steroid Potion because I can generate my own artifact really quickly, so it's 5 strength for us in a late game combat. Yep, could have played that better. Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it. This fight is going to be a problem for us as well, actually. Uh-huh. Hyper Beam's fine here, at least. There's the whole problem here of it's not how much damage you deal to the enemy overall. Well, not really. It's how much damage you can deal in a single turn. And we have a lot of draws that just don't deal damage at all. Like this draw, not particularly good at dealing damage. Bulb Beam, perform the following 3 times. Okay, do I have any? I do have a free Citrine. Lovely. Obviously, we know the first thing that goes into that is a Citrine. A Shiv to our hand is probably in the Twin Slam. Emeralds. Guess that just goes in Vent Steam. Drink here for some HP. And then Smith now. Yeah, Smith on the Hyper Beam. I don't want to fight any more elites. I don't think I can kill them anymore, frankly. Can you give me Hyper Beam in the opening hand? Huh? Ooh, kill 3 Jawworms. We got the letter opener every time you play 3 skills in a single turn, deal 5 damage to all enemies. And it even counted the skills that I'd played before I even picked up the relic. Wild. Another crystal beam. Okay, maybe this deck is coming together. Do I have to upgrade the other crystal beam that's in the deck at this point? I do. Still have to upgrade that one. I get to play 3 more cards, so Construct and then Crystal Beam, Crystal Beam. Unfortunately, the Construct is not going to prevent the incoming. It's just a bit too late to do that. I was not thinking about the fact that we could have played Hyper Beam there. Damn. Thankfully, I didn't need to be thinking about that fact. Swift Potion as well as Garnet. Apply 1 vulnerable to all enemies is actually really important. Put that on the Bauble Beam, and that's just a bunch of extra damage for the Hyper Beam. Or I could just put that on the Vent Steam as well. There's no sense there. Minus Blood. Whenever you take HP damage, gain 2 gold. Maybe we can still buy something valuable in the final combat. Final shop, rather. I can't skip my next turn as this character, unfortunately. I just can't. Because they can be hyper-aggressive this turn. I mean, they weren't hyper-aggressive this time, but they can be. I have to play around that. Okay. You taking my extra points of Dex here? Dex, sorry, Artifact rather. Just dropping a bunch of Crystal Beams as well. Alright, final boss of this floor is the Awakened one. Awakened one is a little bit annoying. Just a wee bit, unfortunately. The Steroid Potion is going to be a huge help to us. Quartz in Bauble Beam is really good. Yeah. So we put the Garnet in Vent Steam and the Quartz in Bauble Beam. That's probably the remainder of the gems that we're ever going to be picking up at this point in time. Upgrade the other Crystal Beam to be as powerful as the rest of its friends. This Beam 1 went all the way over here and murdered this one. Bauble Beam drew one hell of a lot of cards. Yeah, I'll play Orbwalk as well, I guess, at the very end there. Beautiful. Stasis, Orbwalk, and future plans. I'm actually just going to ignore all of those ones, thank you. Do I want the extra point of Dex here? I kind of do. I kind of even want Crystal. Or Floating Orbs. Floating Orbs add an Orb Slam to your hands. That's a lot of damage for us. I don't know if I do want the point of Dex. How many defensive cards do I actually play? Not that many. Let's get Orbwalk out of there, definitely. Not going to want that in the final combat. We'll take the Crystal Beam and we'll probably upgrade it before we even go into the boss fight then. Upgrade all cards you can no longer heal. Well, that upgrades one... I mean, it upgrades both Ancient Constructs, making them cost 1 less. Sure. I mean, it's not like I'm healing in the next phase anyway. Then here I'll Recall, I guess. Oh my god, both Ancient Constructs here on turn 1. Wild. And exploit gems. Oh no, we have everything we want in our opening hand. That's actually going to be a curse ultimately, isn't it? Alright. hang on. Let's do that. That, so that I don't take any damage this turn. Damn Velvet Choker. Had it from the very start of the run. Can't do anything about it, so... It's very much a like it, lump it situation. We are very much in the lump it position right now, though. I'm willing to admit. Alright. All of our free hits are gone. Now it's time to actually play skills. Clearly we weren't focusing up until now. I will play one of these Crystal Wards just to get out of the deck. There's my artifact right on time. Mutagenic Strength pops out as well. These Crystal Beams are actually really effective. Or rather, they can be. Alright, we've only got 2 more phases of you to go down. That said, I should keep myself alive throughout as well, if I can. Clearly not as a priority, but if I can. If it's along the way, I might as well, right? So here the Stone Calendar is going to hit on the first turn, which is going to be a great way to wake him up. Right, 30 incoming. Definitely have to throw the bauble. Kind of just want to go like Crystal Beam, Crystal Beam, Crystal Beam. You know what? I'm actually just going to do it. Try and get them as close to lethal as we possibly can. Hell, we'll even throw the final one in. So we're just suddenly reaching for lethal at this point in time. And that seems fine, especially because we have the Hyper Beam left in the deck, but also the ability to draw 6 cards at will. That is our second defeat in the recent series of Guardian videos, and we've finally ascended level 4 with the Guardian. For the moment, my name is Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Slay the Spire. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you next time.